Hi, how are you today? This is Peter Christian Hessing again, and great. Thank you for joining me. I want to welcome all my friends here. Welcome you, my friends here in America. I got friends in Washington, D.C., friends in New York, in Arizona, Tucson, Phoenix, Douglas, Arizona, here. Friends across the border in Mexico, those in California. I got some friends up in California who are comedians and writers and actors and actresses and musicians, and I really want to invite them and welcome them to, listen to this program. I got some friends up in Beverly Hills, comedians up there. Here in LA, those in San Francisco, there we got Facebook and Twitter and Google. They're up in San Francisco. We really want to thank them for this opportunity here. So I got some friends up at Harvard, and I went to Harvard. I was very lucky to go to Harvard. I'm not the smartest person in the world. There are a lot of people much smarter than I am up there, smarter, scientists. I'm a patented inventor. I've had a U.S. patent, and I've worked on a whole lot of inventions. But there are a lot of people much smarter than me. I don't pretend to be the smartest person in the world. I'm not saying that I am always right. And that's why I want to build this program where other people can interact with me, can, ask me questions and give their own opinions. So we're starting to try and build here this program there. So I want to reach to my friends. I was at Harvard, so I got a bunch of friends up at Harvard. I went to college in Baruch College in New York, and I was at Bronx Community and a lot of colleges there. I'm trying to get this master's degree at Harvard there, but it's hard. It's very hard. And I got some friends down in Jamaica. There, I went to Calabar. I graduated Calabar High School. And as a child, I was at Iona. Iona is down near where Couples Hotel is. In fact, Iona used to be right next door to Couples Hotel, right on the beach. We were right on the beach going to school there in Jamaica, and this hillside where I was able to get a scholarship there. And St. Cecilia. And I want to welcome all my friends from Jamaica and Trinidad and Barbados and Haiti. A lot of friends in Haiti. There, a lot of friends up in Europe, up in France, Germany, and people in Africa, around the world. Yeah. Now this presidential election has gotten to be very interesting, and we have a lot of candidates. I think it's a really great thing that we have this time around 2016 election. We have had a lot of candidates. We probably nearly had 24 candidates on the Republican side, or you have dozens of candidates running, and we have two main candidates on the Democratic side: Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders. We also had Mr. O'Malley there, and there was another candidate, Mr. Jim Webb. But actually, there are more candidates running. These are just the popular candidates, the popular ones. I mean, in fact, I think you might have hundreds or if not thousands of candidates running for president in each state. There are a whole lot more candidates running that we don't hear about. But these ones are only the popular ones. I think if you check into it, you might have as much as a few hundred or even nearly 1,000 candidates running for president in the 50 states. But we only hear about the popular ones that the popular parties, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, puts as their main candidates. But there are hundreds of more people running. I found out that you have a lot more people running than than we hear about. I mean, you can actually go to your elections department in whatever state or town you are, and tell them that you want to run for president. You can even probably write your name in as a candidate. So you have a lot of other guys running, a lot of intelligent teachers and and scientists and writers and doctors and lawyers and engineers, builders. A lot of people they're running, but these are the only popular ones that we hear about. So it's really great that we have all these people running on there. It really says a lot about our democracy, and we are not fighting and killing each other. They're quarreling among themselves, but we're not fighting and killing each other as we would have in other countries. There, where these candidates running, people be out there, shooting at them and fight. We don't have that here in America, which is a very good thing to our democracy, that people quarrel and fight. As you can see with the Republican candidates, it's gotten very bitter, with Trump and Cruz, and they're calling each other all these names, liars, and it's gotten very bitter on that side. But what I'm saying, on the Democratic side, we have Hillary and Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, Senator Bernie Sanders there. My approach is this: I have donated to both of them. I have donated to both Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. I think both of the candidates are very good. Hillary Clinton is very experienced. She's probably the most experienced person in the entire country. She was a first lady, she was a lawyer, then a senator, then a secretary of state. Probably the most experienced in the entire country. And Bernie Sanders also is very experienced. And you have a lot of people who are supporting Bernie Sanders. He wants to end poverty, end income inequality, raise the minimum wage, have free college. Some people are supporting Hillary Clinton. But I have taken the approach that only one of them can win. And there are two great candidates, excellent candidates. Only one of them can actually win the nomination unless we get a tie. And if we get a tie, both of them are going to be on the ticket. My view is to unite. I think the only way that the Democrats can win the election is for them to unite. Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, decide to, of course, they have the campaign in the primaries, but they decide that whatever happens, Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders would unite at the convention and be on the same ticket. My philosophy is to unite Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, put them on the same ticket, and they can figure out who wants to be president and who wants to be vice president, how they're going to work it out. But if you can imagine, if Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders came together on the same ticket, they would definitely win. And I agree that the Republicans, whether Trump gets the nomination, or Cruz, or Bush, or Rubio, or Dr. Ben Carson, or Governor Kasich, whoever gets it on the Republican side, I think they're going to have to put a woman on the ticket because of Hillary Clinton being so strong on the Democratic side. Because I think Hillary is going to wind up on the ticket. I think if Sanders wins, he's going to decide, well, I definitely should put Hillary on the ticket. I really strongly feel that we have to unite the Democrats, and my approach is to put Hillary and Clinton on the ticket. I am an independent. I am registered as an independent. I can show you my voting card. I'm an independent. But I strongly feel that the Democrats are for the poorer people. I am poor. I'm a U.S. citizen. I was born in Jamaica. And I came here poor, so definitely I got to support the Democrats. I definitely have to go with the Democrats. But my approach is that I am trying to unite Hillary and Sanders together. That is my approach. I donate to both of them. I give money to Hillary Clinton. I donate to Sanders. But I think the real solution is to unite the ticket, bring Hillary Clinton and Sanders together on the same ticket, and then they would definitely win. You see, the aim here is not just to win the presidency, but to win back the Congress, win back the Senate, or win back the House, you see. So this is not just to win back the Senate, but the main thing has to be to win back the Congress. And now we have to fulfill a seat on the Supreme Court. And as you can see, the Republicans are so obstructive and so, you can say, evil and corrupt that they are saying that they should block the justice that they're putting to replace Supreme Court Scalia. That is very bad, because the Supreme Court gets 10,000 cases a year. They don't have enough judges to hear all these cases. They only hear about 80 cases out of about 10,000 cases that they receive. It's the most jammed, it's the most ancient, it's the most gridlock part of the government in the entire America. If you include the federal, state, and city and county governments, the Supreme Court is the most backlogged, jammed, behind, you can say, inefficient, gridlocked part of the government. So it's very wrong for these Republicans to say, hey, 8 judges can handle it. They only have, 8 or 9 cases or half a dozen cases. It's very wrong. It is not true. I am an inventor, a patented inventor, and I have had patent cases in front of the Supreme Court. I have argued cases or written cases before the Supreme Court. I know. The Supreme Court gets 10,000 cases a year. So it's very wrong to hear these Republicans come around and say, the Supreme Court can function with 8 judges. It's very wrong. They can't hear. 8 people or 9 people cannot possibly hear 10,000 cases. So we need to reform the code, and it's very wrong for the Republicans to say, well, 8 judges are enough. They get 10,000 cases a year in the Supreme Court. They can only hear probably 80 of those cases. So you can figure that over 9,000 cases are just rejected. We can't hear them. And that is a disservice that's like 9,000 Americans who will have no justice at all. They don't get justice as they should. In some other countries, every case that goes to that country's Supreme Court is heard, but not here in America. So it's very wrong for the Republicans to come and say that, we can delay and the Supreme Court can work on it. It's very wrong. It's a disservice to the American people. It is a miscarriage of justice. The Supreme Court gets 10,000 cases per year. They can only hear 80 cases with 9 judges. Now they only have 8 judges. They probably won't be able to. They're going to have to hear who knows, 50 cases out of 10,000. It's a disgrace. It's a miscarriage of justice if you think about it. It needs to be reformed. We need to have more judges on the Supreme Court. We need to reform, but the Republicans won't do it. So my philosophy is to put Sanders and Clinton on the same ticket, and but you have to take back the Congress. You have to we have to get the people out to vote to take the Congress back from the Republicans, have a Democratic Senate and Congress. And that's what we really need. Sanders and Hillary Clinton, they have to focus on winning the presidency, but also taking back the Congress. Thank you. God bless. Peter Christian. Peace.